Hello everybody, JP here once again, and welcome to another weekly horror news video. We have a lot to get to this week, like always, so just gonna jump right into it. First up, we have a bit of surprising news, at least it was kind of surprising to me, and it is that Joyride 3 is officially happening. Yeah, so they're making a sequel to the, second Joyride film. Instead of remaking it, which is surprising to me because I would think that, Hollywood would just remake it. It's been, over 10 years, and it seems like they're hell-bent on remaking everything, so I find it definitely interesting and awesome that they're doing a sequel. I'm always down for sequels, and I know studios think that if it's been a certain amount of years, it's been too long, everybody forgot about it, nobody's going to remember. That's totally not true. People remember things, and sequels can work no matter how long it's been. Psycho 2 is the perfect example. I bring this one up all the time. 20 plus years later, and it's a direct sequel, and it works. You could do a sequel whenever. You don't need to remake it every 5 years. So, Joyride 3, I'm down for that. I really like the first one. I've never seen the second one, but knowing that this film is being, talked about, I'm definitely interested in seeing the second one now. Also, it's going to be filmed in Winnipeg. I don't know if I said that, and it's going to be filmed in, it's going to start filming September 3rd, and they're looking for a summer 2014 release. Also, we now have an actor who's going to be playing the character of Rusty Nail. And Rusty Nail is the main villain in the Joyride films, and this time he's going to be played by Ken Kersinger, who is Jason from the Freddy vs. Jason film. Interesting choice. Definitely not my favorite Jason, but I do like the idea of having him play Rusty Nail, so that's cool. Joyride 3, I like road horror films. I love road horror films, so, this one could be pretty cool. We now have an update on the Leprechaun franchise reboot. The film is called Leprechaun Origins. And I find that kind of weird because I looked around, and from what I understand, this is a remake, but it's called Leprechaun Origins, which, gives off the impression that it's a origin story or a prequel. So it's kind of weird and maybe perhaps a little bit dumb that they're calling it Leprechaun Origins. Anyways, the update is that the movie is finished filming. They wrapped up filming it, and they're headed into post-production for, I believe, a February 2014 release. But I find it kind of weird that they're not releasing any information on the film. There's no plot yet, really, and there's no trailer or anything. There's not really even any images of the Leprechaun. There's none with makeup or anything. So I find that weird. Also, besides that, we do have a bit of the casting. Check the link below for the people involved. I don't really know any of them. One of the characters, playing Leprechaun is going to be Hornswoggle, the WWE wrestler. And this film is going to be, co-produced by WWE Films and Lionsgate. I'm a little bit kind of mad at this film a bit because I really like the Leprechaun series, as bad and cheesy it is. I've always loved it. And Warwick Davis loves the character of the Leprechaun. He always talked about doing another sequel, and he, from what I've read, wanted to play the Leprechaun in this film, but they wanted to go with a WWE wrestler because it's a WWE produced film, and they went with Hornswoggle, which just, kind of makes me mad. Warwick Davis really loves the character. I really think that he should have played the Leprechaun. You guys can check the link below if you're curious on some of the people casted in Dead Snow 2, which I believe is being called Dead Snow Red vs. Dead. Dead Snow, the first film, I really, really liked, so definitely looking forward to Dead Snow 2. Production for Season 2 on both Hannibal, the TV series, and The Following has begun, and both of these series are expected to return early 2014. I have seen about half of the first season of The Following. I did like it. It seemed a bit too complex at times. And Hannibal I have not seen, but, kind of interested. I'm not really a huge fan of the Hannibal series, but it does kind of pique my interest a bit. The producer of Sinister 2 was recently interviewed and asked a question about Scott Derrickson's involvement in the sequel. He said that Scott Derrickson is probably writing this story, and he will be involved to some capacity, but they're not sure if he's going to be able to direct. I know that based on previous videos, it seems like Scott Derrickson's kind of a busy dude. His name has popped up a few times on upcoming projects. The guy who co-wrote Evil Dead 2 and directed Hostel 3 is producing a new film called Welcome to Purgatory. This film actually has a sequel lined up already called Welcome to Purgatory 2, The Journey to Hell, or something along those lines. This film's looking for a 2014 theatrical release. And if you're interested in the cast and crew, directors and stuff, it's all listed in the article below. Tom Savini is officially moving forward with Death Island. Now, Death Island was originally announced back in 2009, but I guess it's just moving forward now. Tony Todd is already signed on, from what I understand, and this film is like zombies on some islands in Haiti or something. It actually sounds pretty cool. It sounds very promising. Tom Savini sounds like he wants to really put his heart and soul into this one. Sounds very passionate about it. And a zombie film with Tom Savini, and I think he co-wrote it. It just sounds like this could be really, really cool, and it could be the next best zombie movie. Perhaps not, but I'm optimistic about things like this. Also, it sounds like they're going to be a crowd-funded project, and that usually means, Kickstarter and stuff like that. So, probably going to be funded by the fans, and I believe they're going to release details on what's going on with that next month, and if all goes well and it's funded, they will start production at the end of this year. September 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern, Chiller TV will be premiering the second installment of the Real Fear series called Real Fear 2, The Truth Behind More Movies. And, I don't watch Chiller. I would watch Chiller, but it's not in HD, and it kind of bugs me, and Chiller really needs to get HD moving. It's been, long enough. They really need to get some HD. I would watch it all the time if they had HD. So yeah, do that, Chiller. Robin Hardy revealed that he's officially moving forward with the Wicker Man 3, which I believe is called Wrath of the Gods. And this is supposed to be the third and final chapter in the soon-to-be Wicker Man trilogy. Robin Hardy also directed the first two films, Wicker Man and Wicker Tree, both which I have not seen. He says that they are in the opening stages of financing the film, and he hopes to be done soon and begin, making the film in 2014. This one is supposed to be more about the gods instead of the offerings to the gods, and that's pretty much all that's known right now. I'll throw this in as a little bonus because it's not really news, but I still think it's pretty cool. The creator of the Child's Play series, Don Mancini, was interviewed, and he threw his little idea in the ring for a Chucky versus Freddy concept, and it honestly sounded pretty cool. I never really thought of that mashup. I've always thought, much like everybody else, Chucky and Leprechaun, or Chucky and Djinn from Wishmaster. But that it actually could be cool with Chucky's personality and Freddy's personality, mashing. And he goes to say pretty much he would see it as Freddy and Chucky both admired each other's abilities and skills, but there was only room for one killer on Elm Street, so they would have a competition of who could kill the most teenagers, and it probably gets a little out of hand, and they start battling themselves. Could work, actually. Obviously we'll never see this happen, because why would they do it? It would make money. We're lucky we got Freddy vs. Jason. Seriously lucky. That took 10 years. It would be interesting. It would probably come across a little cheesy, possibly too, with both of them wisecracking at each other and stuff. But I would love to see that still. I would pay for it. For DVDs and Blu-rays this week, the first announcement comes from Scream Factory. Good old Scream Factory, announcing stuff all the time, and they have announced Nosferatu the Vampire from 1979. This film stars Klaus Kinski. It has a 2014 planned release date on Blu-ray. No official, month or whatever, but I'm sure we'll find out sometime down the road. And yeah, Blu-ray, Scream Factory, always good. And I've never seen this film, but I'm definitely, always wanted to see it. I've heard good things. Next up, we have Fright Night 2: New Blood. This film is a sequel to the 2011 remake. This is going to be direct-to-video, and it is unrated. It comes out October 1st of 2013, so it's right in time for, the Halloween season. I'll be honest, I did like the Fright Night remake. but I'm probably not looking forward to Fright Night 2 too much. I might rent it out of the Redbox or something, but you know, it doesn't look too good based on the trailer. Anchor Bay is going to be releasing both the original and the remake of Embrace the Vampire this October 15th. It's going to be a Blu-ray and DVD combo. A film starring Sarah Paxton called Static 3D will be released on DVD, Blu-ray, and Blu-ray 3D combo this October 8th. Lionsgate is going to be releasing a film called Killer Holiday. This film is going to be released October 22nd for digital download, and then 2 weeks later on November 5th, you can pick it up on DVD. The press release didn't say anything about a Blu-ray, so I don't know if there is one. This film sounds like some sort of slasher set in an amusement park, which sounds pretty cool, but you never know with these direct-to-DVD stuff. Maybe worth a rent, probably not worth a buy. Image Entertainment is going to be releasing a supernatural thriller called Aberration this September 17th. Sounds like a high school girl seeing dead people or something. Really doesn't sound like it's up my alley, but I know some people like these kind of films, so look out for that one if it sounds interesting. We have a release date for an upcoming horror comedy called Silent But Deadly. This one's going to be released September 24th. It stars Jason Mewes as he plays a killer who is stalking down a film crew who ate his pet goat, and he's pretty pissed off. He's saddened by the death of his pet goat, and he's gonna get revenge. Sounds very, very funny. I love Jason Mewes. I think he's hilarious. I might have to check this one out, as silly as it sounds. We have another announcement from Image Entertainment. This time it's the film called Shiver, starring Danielle Harris. Danielle Harris is going to be playing a secretary by the name of Wendy, low self-esteem. She runs into a killer. He's stalking her, kidnapping her, torturing her, all kind of crazy stuff. This film hits DVD October 8th, and you gotta love Danielle Harris. Everybody does, so be on the lookout for that. Anchor Bay is going to be releasing I Spit on Your Grave 2. This film comes out this September 24th on Blu-ray and DVD. Now, this is a sequel to the remake. It seems like kind of a weird movie to make a sequel to. I don't know if they're continuing any events from the remake because I haven't seen it, but I actually have heard some decent things about it, so I may give it a watch, you know, sometime down the road. Now we're going to move into the trailers this week, and first up is not really a trailer. They're more of clips, but they're kind of awesome, so I figured I would throw them in anyway. And they were from the new Friday the 13th documentary, Crystal Lake Memories, which everybody should have pre-ordered. I'll actually throw a pre-order link in the description below. If you haven't pre-ordered yet, you get a badass, you know, special edition with a 4th bonus disc with like 4 hours of, you know, special features. That comes out September 13th, so pre-order away and support this awesome documentary. Anyway, back to the clips. There's 6 of them. They're kind of funny, and they're from the new documentary, so you guys should check them out and, you know, laugh at them. All right, the first trailer is called Tag, and it stars Scout Taylor Compton, who played Laurie Strode in Halloween, and also I see McLovin in there, and we have a bunch of, you know, street kids, you know, from a shelter or something. There's a leader, and they're talking about playing this game of tag, but then we see that they're, you know, running up and tagging random people, but they're like stabbing them and giving them the HIV virus, and I was like, the fuck? What the hell's going on here? Is this like kids or something? And it just looks really bizarre, but, you know, kind of original in itself and really fucked up. But then it goes into some other stuff, and it looks like it's kind of about something else too, so I'm not really sure. But it's called Tag, and the tagline is "You're It." Next up, we have a trailer for an IFC film called Plus One. Now, this trailer starts off really normal, you know, teenagers who are throwing a party, relationship stuff. Guy kissed a girl, his girlfriend saw, he wants her back, but she doesn't want to give him another chance. And then, bam, the trailer gets all buggy, and like there's weird stuff happening. And then there's, you know, 2 of everybody, but it's like back in time, and there's like time travel stuff. Looks kind of interesting and kind of original, maybe worth looking into once, you know, it gets released and, you know, maybe rent it or something. Anyway, the trailer was put together really well and looked cool, so I recommend checking out the trailer. Next up is for a trailer called Squirrels. Evil squirrels, watch the trailer. enough said. Next up, we have a found footage film called Safari. We have a group of travelers and they're filming the animals in Africa, you know, zebras and elephants and lions, which looks very, very cool, you know, very beautiful, awesome animals and stuff. And then they get lost, they get, you know, hunted, and a bunch of craziness is going on. Very, very shaky. The trailer was very, very shaky, for extra shaky actually. And you know, a decent idea for a found footage film, but I'm not convinced that it was executed, you know, properly, judging by the trailer. We have a teaser trailer for a film called Monsters Dark Continent, which is a sequel to Monsters. I didn't watch this one because I never seen the first film, but the trailer will be below for those interested. Finally, for the trailers this week, we have a film called Monkey's Paw, where this guy gets a monkey's paw, gets 3 wishes, bad things start happening. I've always liked the be careful what you wish for story. Doesn't look like it's executed perfectly in this one, but it still looks like there might be something there. This film will be in select theaters and video on demand October 8th, and it will be premiering on Chiller in January. Once again, Chiller, get HD. And that's about it for this week, guys. You can check me out on thedevilseyes.com, where these videos will be posted, and now you can see these videos also on horrorbid.com. So shout out to those people. Leave the links in the description. Definitely check out those 2 sites, and I'll see you guys next week.